Hello you guys, in today's video I am going to be covering Camp EDC and answering some of your guys' questions. If you're going to EDC this year in May and you're camping at EDC, this video is definitely going to help answer some questions to get you ready because there's not a lot of content out there about Camp EDC just yet. So when I attended back in October, I definitely wanted to have some content go up just to help you guys plan and prepare and get ready for this amazing experience. I took to Instagram and asked my Instagram followers what questions they had about Camp EDC. We're going to be going through those questions. If you have any questions, feel free to comment them down below. I was able to bucket these questions into a couple of categories. So we have tickets and cost, camp prep, camp arrival and checkout, layout of camping and tent, and then camp experience. And then finally, I'll talk about would I do it again? Was it worth it? And we'll go from there. Kicking it off with the first category, tickets and cost. The first question was how much for camping? So I actually did a cost breakdown this time around, and I'm going to include it in my EDC review in case you want to know how much I spent. It was probably around $2,300 total, and that is everything. I mean, flight, ticket, food, merch, literally everything was about $2,300. Didn't get spent all at once. You know, I bought the ticket when I bought the ticket, bought the flights when I bought them, so on and so forth. Probably an upfront cost was a little bit more, you know, doing the food, merch, and everything like that. But for actual Camp EDC, for my group, we did the Moon Glow tent, which was 4 people to a tent. So we got to split that between 4 people. My share was $324.75. Before I've done, you know, a hotel with a bunch of friends and we fit 7 people into a 4-person hotel room, which brought it to about 125, I want to say, maybe per person. And then I've also done an Airbnb where it was like 75 for the whole weekend, but we only had a shared room for the entire weekend. So I've definitely done EDC on a budget, but for what's all included in Camp EDC, honestly, the price is really not that bad. And I'll go more into that. And then some other costs just to know about. We did do a Walmart order and I'll share more about that. That came out to about 200, then divided by 4 people. So about 68 just for some of those supplies. I did get my hair braided, which was a huge lifesaver. And that was around $120, including tip. And then food and drink at EDC. I wasn't able to distinguish Camp EDC versus inside the festival. However, I probably spent a majority of this at Camp EDC. Bought at least 2 meals a day at Camp EDC. So that total was $383. I'm not a big drinker at music festivals, so I really didn't drink that much. I did have a lemonade. And like I said, I probably had 1 to 2 meals at camp and then at least 1 meal inside the festival. It just depended. Definitely was more on the pricier side of things. That cost can definitely go down if you bring your own cookware and stuff like that to be able to cook your own food. We were all traveling from out of state, so that just wasn't in the cards for us. So I did save up some money and, you know, my boyfriend and I, we did go back and forth on some meals, but yeah. $383. So if you are flying in for Camp EDC and you're not able to bring all your cooking stuff and whatnot, definitely budget for the food or find things to get by so you don't have to spend a lot of money on the food. I definitely recommend finding best bang for your buck with a meal. I had chicken and waffles 2 out of the 3 days because that was most food I could get for that amount of money. The next question, are tents provided in the ticket? Yes, they are provided. So this is different from other music festivals like Coachella or Electric Forest where you have to bring your whole tent set up. Unless you do the bougie camping or like pre-set up tents and stuff like that, that's where you get the tent included in your purchase. But for regular GA, you get a tent, which I think is pretty nice, honestly. I'm not complaining about that. Not having to pack my tent was really nice, and having it already set up and everything, it honestly helps for camp morale too. Because especially when you're setting up your tent and everything with your camp squad and whatnot, it definitely causes some tension when you're trying to get that all set up. So to walk up and have that already set up is just amazing. Next question was why camp instead of hotel? And I've shared this before. I really love camping for ease of access. It is so easy to wake up, get ready, get some food, pregame a little bit, enjoy some of the camp activities, and then go to the festival. You don't have to worry about traffic. You don't have to worry about mainly traffic, honestly. You don't have to worry about lines for shuttles or Ubers or costs or anything like that. You literally just get to be there. And there's so many amenities included with camping, especially at Camp EDC. It is a nicer version of camping, and like the amenities and experiences that they bring to camping is just unlike any other camping experience I've had. So you really get a lot for the price that you're paying, honestly, and you get to save a lot of stress and worry and time and stuff like that. So to me, that's worth it. For some people, they're like, oh, I just want a nice bed, or I want to be able to like shower. Showers were pretty nice and they're included. So you definitely can get by if that's a main concern of yours. And they also had like little get ready areas, which were really cute. So honestly, I would camp at EDC for the rest of my life probably. And I would even do an RV next time. I don't know. I just think it's so worth it compared to not having to deal with like Vegas traffic and, you know, getting in the shuttle line at 5 a.m., but not getting back to your hotel till 9 a.m., having to sleep a couple hours and then wake up, get ready, eat, and then go to the shuttle again. That just was not for me. I slept the most while I was at Camp EDC out of any EDC experience I've had. Moving on to camp prep. So is a Walmart run necessary for food and alcohol, or does camp have enough options to get by? Food and alky, yeah. Like I said, I did spend a lot of money on food and some alcohol, so definitely would help to get some stuff beforehand. That way you're not having to pay ridiculous pricing. Definitely get stuff for, you know, breakfast, snacks, whatnot, if you are flying in. And then alcohol, I think there were some limitations on it, but we didn't really bring a whole lot. We mainly had Red Bull, some seltzers, and that was basically it. What are your essentials to buy before camp? So I'll definitely point you guys to that video, and I've mentioned a couple of things here. I'm definitely going to have a separate video for that. I do have a Camp Essentials video that's pretty old, but I'll do one specifically for Camp EDC since there's a couple of things that are a little bit different compared to another festival. Like, for example, you don't need a tent, you need to bring tent locks, stuff like that. So I'll definitely have a separate video for that because we could be here all day talking about those essentials. One thing I will say as just like a tip of like what I wish I would have brought, I wish I would have gotten a sleep mask. Because that definitely helps when you're sleeping during the day. And then also the weather for Vegas was showing it to be cold, but it was actually pretty hot during the day because of the sun being out. So I definitely recommend bringing all different types of outfits for during the day, whether it's warmer and you want to just wear like a tank top and shorts. And then at nighttime, some comfy sweatpants or something like that before you go into the festival, whatever it may be. I wish I would have brought that stuff, and I didn't bring a bathing suit because I thought it was going to be too cold, so I definitely recommend bringing a bathing suit because you might still want to wear it even if you don't plan on getting in the water. Camp arrival and checkout. Is it easier to fly in an Uber into camp or drive? So what we did, we got a ride from a friend, and that was pretty helpful. It was a little bit limited on space, but I think it was pretty helpful having someone able to drive us. I don't recommend renting a car just because it's going to sit there the whole weekend. And you're going to be paying for that every single day. It could be worth it to you if you want to do that. But an Uber, you know, if you were to get like an XL, depending on how many people you have, you could be splitting it. I think our Uber on the way back from Camp EDC to the airport was about like $160 split between 4 people. But, you know, how else are we going to get back to the airport? And we had to get an XL because, you know, it was us 4 trying to get all of our stuff together. So that could be something to think about. I think it would be pretty easy to. The only thing that would happen probably is when you were getting dropped off, you're going to have to unload everything from your car or from the Uber and have someone probably wait there while you go like check in, and like you guys might have to swap off or something, like have someone watch the stuff. There might be a little bit of an issue logistically, but otherwise I don't think it's that big of a deal. So maybe just think about it, you know, weigh out the cost. You could be spending up to $100, if not more, on an XL from the airport to Camp EDC, but I don't think it would be too much of an issue. Another thing that I'm not sure if they let you do is if you're an Uber, if they make you drop off in a different area when you get there, because when we were leaving, we had to go to a certain area to get picked up. So I'd be interested to know about that, because if that's the case, then you have to lug your stuff a lot farther. But it's only that one time that you have to do it, and then when you leave, you have to lug it back. So might not be too big of an issue. When can you arrive to camp? So I believe you can start arriving at like 9 a.m. on that Thursday. We got there around 11:30, 11:45. On my actual Camp EDC review, I gave you timestamps. The whole process was pretty smooth. So you can start arriving there at around 9 a.m. I'm pretty sure. One thing that I thought was interesting is that no matter how early you get there, it seemed pretty random where people got placed. because we had some friends that got closer to the mesa that were further back, but we got there around 11:30 noon, and we were closer to the RVs and a lot closer to the entrance. So I think it's pretty randomized. So it's not like one of those things like Electric Forest where you have to arrive early to get a closer spot to the gates. It just depends. You have to bring everything from your car. No, you do not. You are able to go back and forth. The only thing that happens is you have to go through security again. So what we did for our check-in is we just brought our initial suitcases. We checked in, we went to the tent, dropped that off, and then we went back and got the rest of the stuff. How long did you wait to get in? Honestly, it was the smoothest process ever. We literally drove up, parked our car, checked in, and then got to the tent. That whole process was probably about 30 minutes to do that. And then I mentioned that it was probably like a 2 to 3 hour process for us to get everything back and forth from the cars, get the tent set up, get the tent locks, all of that stuff. So it was probably like a 3 hour process from the moment we left the hotel to the moment that we were like, okay, we can settle, we can relax, let's go to the pool. When is checkout from camp? So camp checkout is on Monday at 3 p.m. You have to be out by then. One thing I will tell you guys is they won't have food available, so definitely have some food beforehand or go to the after party and get some donuts. They had like a coffee and donuts at like 9 a.m., but we were all asleep for that because, you know, we went to bed at 5 a.m. And so we woke up and there was no food option, so we all had like our snacks as a breakfast. Like I had Takis for my breakfast. So definitely have some food on standby for that because we weren't prepared for that, but we left right before 3 p.m. And got to the hotel. We scheduled all of our flights for later on that Monday just to be safe, but the checkout process really wasn't that bad. I'd be curious to know if it was like busier earlier in the day to leave, but really we were able to call our Uber, get to the airport, and we had our later flights, so we weren't rushing to get to the airport, which was really nice. So I definitely recommend probably taking a late flight out to get home. That way you don't have to rush leaving Camp EDC. Okay, so now the layouts of camping and the tent. So is EDC in a parking lot or industrial space? It is in a parking lot. They convert a whole parking lot into Camp EDC. They lay down some turf and it was really well done. The turf is pretty comfortable. And then we put an air pad on top of it. BB, who was in our tent, she had like a little memory foam mattress, which really helped to just add some like layers of padding between us and the turf and the concrete floor. And they do a pretty good job setting up, even though it got super windy one of the nights. I can't remember. And they even had people like resetting the turf and like laying it back down. But yeah, it's in a parking lot. How many people stay in Camp EDC? Honestly, I have no idea. The festival's like what, 100K per day? I would say it's probably a good amount because you have all the RVs, you have Moonglow camping, Desert Rose camping. I have no idea. Good question, honestly. How much space is it inside? Was there enough room for the 4 of you plus all your stuff? Yes, it's actually pretty spacious, I would say. The way we set up our camp is on the outskirts of the tent. We put all our stuff and then we were in the middle, kind of laid out. BB was here, Emma was here, Chase was here, and I was here. And we even had a gap in the middle between Emma and Chase. We were all fine. And even during the day, we would like roll up our bedding and stuff so we could like sit and hang out. It was pretty hot in the tent. We had to ventilate it. I even consolidated space, you know. I had a duffel bag for our camping stuff and then my actual suitcase. I ended up moving all the stuff from my suitcase into the duffel bag just for like easier access, just so I didn't have to keep opening my suitcase. But you definitely get by. If you're someone that has like a backpack for like backpacking that can fit a lot of stuff, that's definitely the way to go in terms of like size and just compactness and like being able to carry it, and then also like having your stuff. Definitely figure out a system, and we were able to get by. We never once felt like, okay, we're literally on top of each other. I definitely think it's a good amount of space. I think next time Chase and I will probably get a tent by ourselves just to have even more room. And not have to worry about, you know, being in other people's space and stuff. Tour of the camp and tent. I messed up so bad on this, you guys. I wanted to do like an MTV Cribs kind of thing, but I'm going to throw up some footage of what BB and Emma got just so you guys can see what it looked like, you know, during when we first got there, and then once we kind of set it up and stuff. I don't know what I was thinking. I was not thinking at all. Were the tents hot inside without the AC? Yes. So I don't think Insomniac will ever make this mistake again. Yes, they were very hot during the day what we did was open up all the windows once it started getting hot, probably around 9 a.m. Someone would like open up the windows and stuff, and that would help the air come in. Pretty hot during the day, so we normally hung out outside of the tent once we were kind of all up. We went to the pool. That kind of helped us keep cool. But yeah, that Vegas sun beats down on you for sure. And then what did you sleep on? So we have these little air pads that we slept on. I got them from Amazon. You blow them up with your mouth. And so we had 2 of those, and then I opened up our sleeping bag and we laid on that. And then we got 2 pillows from Walmart that were like $2. Brought my own pillowcases for us to put over that. And then we bought a cheap blanket from Walmart as well, and we both used that. I think I got a blanket for me and Chase got a blanket for him too, so we didn't have to worry about sharing. Then the final category is camp experience. Was it easy to sleep with all the noise? Yes, but I wore earplugs. Definitely get earplugs, not the ones you wear to the festival. Get sleeping earplugs, get a sleep mask, bring some melatonin. That is probably the best way. I got the most sleep this EDC at Camp EDC, which is surprising, but I know that wasn't the same for a lot of people. We were also super close to the RVs, and there was one RV, I think there were Camp OG. They had music going 24/7 on top of the music going at the Mesa 24/7. So you definitely have to plan for it, but you're also so tired too that you just pass out. Honestly, try and do the best you can to just prep for it by having like melatonin, sleep masks, sleeping earplugs, and stuff like that. How was the weather? So I talked about it. It was cold at night, definitely warmed up during the day. Like I said, definitely have different outfits for different occasions and stuff because I did not. Was there a variety of food options? Yes, there was a variety of food options. Were they all great? Some were hit or miss. The food trucks I felt like were better just because I think they're prepared for that. You know, they have their kitchen literally on wheels. And I just thought the quality of that food was good. There were some vendors where it was good and there was some that there wasn't. It's kind of hit or miss. How was the bathroom and shower experience? Were you able to take hot showers? Were the facilities to be clean? My boyfriend took a shower right when we got there, and he said that the water was cold, but then I went and the water was hot. So I took hot showers. I probably showered twice, I want to say. Braids really helped keep my hair together. Otherwise I did like body showers. We also had baby wipes, so we would like use baby wipes if we were too lazy to go shower. The showers were pretty nice. They're pretty similar to what I've seen at Electric Forest and Coachella. They're like locker style where you have your own stall and then you are able to take off your clothes in your own private stall. Then you hop into the shower part of the stall and do your thing, and then, you know, easy in and out. Bathrooms were pretty great. We had bathroom trailers, so it wasn't like porta potty style, which was kind of nice. There were some porta potties, but right by us we had a trailer, so they were all pretty nice. They got cleaned pretty regularly. Some of them did get a little bit dirty here and there, but it's a camping festival, you know, what do you expect? Yeah, I feel like a lot of people get turned off because of the whole bathroom and shower experience, but it's really not that bad. They also had getting ready areas, so you can plug in like your curling iron, your straightener, and get ready that way, do your makeup, all that stuff, which I thought was really nice. In the tents, there is a power strip, which you can use like your chargers and stuff like that, but you really shouldn't be using like your stuff in that. So like your straightener, your curling iron, like it could break the power break or the main power or whatever. I don't know. So there is like little areas to get ready, which I think is really nice for them to have. How was the pool? The pool was nice. It was a nice thing to just hang out, have your feet in, listen to some music. The water was pretty cold, but with the sun beating down, it was pretty nice to have. So I really liked the pool and the artists that they had. It was definitely a nice little add-on. Are you allowed to go in and out of the festival? Yes. So you're allowed to go in and out. I did hear on the last day, for some reason, they did cut it off at a certain point. Like, I think sets ended around 5, right? So like some people would try and go back at like 4 a.m. and like they just didn't let them for some reason, but you are allowed to go back and forth. That was something that was new for this round of Camp EDC. Did you feel safe with leaving your things and sleeping at night? I felt pretty safe with my things. We had the tents locked up while we were inside the festival, and even when we were in the tent, we would lock them from the inside just to be safe. And I felt pretty safe. I never once worried really about my stuff. Obviously don't bring things that are like super valuable just in case. I had this camera, I'm pretty sure, or the smaller one, but I was filming with this one. I barely use this camera because I just didn't want people like seeing me with it and stuff, but I felt pretty safe with my stuff, I would say. What did you do with the extra stuff you bought after the festival? Unfortunately, it got trashed, and luckily it wasn't that much, but you know, it definitely adds up. It's very hard to do a festival with like zero waste, right? So that was something that I wish they might have had, like a donation pile or something. But yeah, the blankets, the cooler, and the pillows unfortunately had to get trashed. That was really it. The other stuff we brought with us, so it was mainly just some of our bedding that had to get trashed. Do you have a good time? Yes, I had an amazing time. Camp EDC was so fun. We did like the pre-parties, the pool parties, the after parties. The amenities were really great. It's so fun getting to hang out with your friends there and stuff. Honestly, it's just so fun. It's another extra added layer to EDC that I think establishes more of a community and more connection, and it just brings more fun to it, I think, during the day. I feel like when you are just waiting at your hotel, just sitting there, obviously you're with your rave fam and you're getting ready and stuff, but I don't know, the energy and the excitement is just 10 times better, and that's exactly how I feel at Electric Forest with camping, because everyone's just all bonded together in this place and the vibes are just high, you know, so it's definitely a great time. The final question, would I camp again? Was it worth it? I've said it a couple of times. Yeah, it was worth it to camp at EDC, and I would do it again. I think we are going to return to EDC in 2023, and we might do an RV, we might do a 2-person tent. We'll see about everything. But Chase and I really did have an amazing time at Camp EDC, and I would definitely do it all over again. If you have any other questions, feel free to comment them below. I will be doing other Camp EDC videos, like I mentioned, like what to pack and stuff like that. So definitely stay tuned for that. If you did like today's video, feel free to give it a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button to vibe with me. I love you guys, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.